And welcome to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Alisa Bowens-Mercado. It is our last show of 2018, and boy, we've had an incredible year. Sitting in my co-pilot seat, I have Mr. Irvin Pinsky. It's so good to have him back. So he's going to be here for an entire hour. This is our call-in show, and we are going to be recapping all of the fun stuff that has happened in 2018 because our next show will air the first week of January here on 103.5 FM WNHH. So folks, sit back, relax as we serve you up a tasty mix of talk radio. You are listening to the Talk Sip. So, folks, it is our last Thursday of the year here on the show, and I'm just I can't believe it because the holidays are here, and the year is almost gone, and be Christmas, Hanukkah. We've had Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and then we'll be ringing in 2019. So, Irving, so good to have you back, my friend.
I'm so glad to see you. It's so nice. This weather is beautiful.
Oh, it is. It's very mild.
Yeah.
Very, very, very mild. So, folks, we are inviting our viewers to call in and let us know what maybe their New Year's resolutions are going to be for 2019, and also what they have planned for the holiday. So the number 203-684-8907 or 203-782. Yes, I just killed that last number. 203-684-8907. And then we have the other number up on our Facebook Live. And so, Irving, let's start with, because we always bring you in for your segment, Politics with Pinsky. So let's talk about the last year of the administration and what's been going on in the last few days. You know what? I'm going to tell you, doing the show for the last couple of years, we have never had so much drama and craziness that has gone on in the place that we call the White House.
Oh, never.
And you've been their front row seat to all of it, especially being an attorney.
Screaming.
Yeah, lock him up. I know that's your and my friend, we might not be that far from that actually. But we'll see what happens and what all plays out. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you, dear.
So should we fast forward to what's happened this week and last week, or should we go back to
it doesn't get any better than this.
It doesn't. So this week, what were some of the highlights? Where do we start?
It was insanely hilarious. He has this 3-star general who apparently lost his mind about 20 years ago and got fired from the federal government. And he was the guy who screamed "lock her up" all the time at the campaign rallies, and then Trump started screaming it. And his name is General Flynn. So this guy got fired from the federal government. He went over to Trump and said, "Hey, I can help make you president." And he went out and started saying crazy
by
things.
cheating,
right?
And colluding.
And meeting with Russia. They got pictures of him meeting with Putin. Now they find out that he was getting paid by Turkey to give them secret information and to write funny articles for the op-ed in the New York Times. Just an agent. So he becomes Trump's #1 guy in intelligence, head of the National Security Advisor
of our country.
Our country. He's Trump's #1 guy. He's equal to the CIA head. All right, and Trump is warned, don't put this guy in. He got fired because he's off his rocker. So anyway, next thing you know, they come out with big scandals, and he holds them for 18 days, and then finally he fires them. All right, now the guy agrees to plead guilty and testify against everybody. But he has a whole lot of meetings, and he goes to plead guilty. He goes up in front of the federal judge, and says, his people say, "Your Honor, my client's going to plead guilty, but we want the world to know that he was tricked by the FBI into lying," or something like that.
How does the FBI trick you into lying?
When you're the head of intelligence, all right, you're not like some guy who never dealt with the FBI. You work with the FBI. You work with the CIA. You know you're not supposed to lie to the gosh darn FBI. So next thing you know, they come back and they say, "This guy's lying to us. We got him meeting with these Russians." Anyway, next thing you know, he's arrested and he's turning on everybody. that's another guy. Then they got Manafort, and he gets arrested. He pleads guilty to 8 felonies. Then they got Michael Cohen, his lawyer, 8 more felonies he pled guilty to. 3 years he's doing. Then they got Gage. He's the deputy director. He pleads guilty to I don't know how many felonies, including conspiracy against the United States.
Right.
Then they got more guys pleading guilty left and right. Now Flynn, the general who was working for Turkey and Russia, he goes off and literally gets yelled at by the federal judge, saying, "Why weren't you arrested for treason? I want to know why this man wasn't arrested for treason." I'm not going to give him that plea bargain.
You know what, Irving, let me just tell you, I don't know why he backed off of the treason comment. That's what it is.
Right, the judge went right after him. He said, "I'm not going to let you out of jail. You're going to have to come back in a month and explain why, or else you can take it right now, but I'm not agreeing to that plea bargain." Now, there's a lesson there for everybody out there. If one of your relatives gets arrested and they're going to get a plea bargain, the plea bargains usually work out as agreed, but there's no proof that judge has to say, "I agree to this plea bargain." He can say, "I'm going to put you away for a long time."
Right. So you're saying as an attorney, like if someone like is going for a plea bargain, like, okay, I can be looking at 30, but might take 20.
Yeah, and the judge might say, "I'm giving you 40," and then you have to. Thank you so much, Mr. Bass. Thank you so much. Anyway.
We love, I'm just going to say before, because like I said, this is the last show of the year. We want to thank everyone. I take the time always to acknowledge the wonderful folks over here at the New Haven Independent, especially our man-in-chief. He's actually the man-in-chief, Mr. Paul Bass. And so we thank him for this opportunity to come on here on Thursdays and just kind of talk, politics in New Haven and the Elm City and what's going on. So happy holidays to all of those here at the WNHH family. And we're looking forward to another great year here at 103.5
Can I say
FM.
Something?
Yes.
Paul Bass, he runs the New Haven Independent. He is so nice and so sweet a person. I've known him forever. Since not when he was at Yale, but I've known him for probably 20, 30 years. He is such a nice, sweet person. And people know he's smart
fair
and caring, and he is really smart. I know a lot of smart people. When people start talking, Paul quietly finishes their sentences for them. He doesn't. All of a sudden, they realize I'm here with somebody who's thinking ahead of me.
Right.
But the fact is, he's as genuine and sweet a person as I ever met.
There you go. You know what?
I love him dearly.
Paul Bass for president.
Paul Bass for president. We'll never be that lucky. Never. Never. But he's really sweet.
Yes, he is. So, yes, thank you to our WNHH family. So, so we are doing a year in recap. And just, again, how do you have an administration that you have everyone that has worked for you? I mean, copping plea deals. It looks like an episode from The Sopranos or The Godfather.
Oh.
I've never seen. But
and he's using words like rat. He is saying to all his people, "Don't you rat me out. Don't you go tell the truth to the federal government. You guys got to be strong and hold your line." He's obstructing justice so criminally.
Well, so so you know
and
what?
He knows it.
Well, before the year is, I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere in 2018, but I think I got a funny feeling that in 2019, that we're going to have a much more a shakeup is coming. So a new day is coming, reform is coming, and I just want to just pack your stuff, get out. Just come on.
Go home.
Enough is enough.
Because you're really scaring the hell out of us because nobody has faith in him anymore. Even his 30% of followers, they're just saying, "My God, he can't get any story straight. He has these liars like Rudy Giuliani come out and go on TV." And the next day, Rudy comes out and says, "Well, I shouldn't have said that. It wasn't right. I shouldn't have said this. I wasn't right. I didn't know what I was talking about because I was new to the case." Go home,
well,
Rudy.
But you've heard that old saying that one lie leads to another. I mean, it's just like they're in a tailspin. So I just, I sit back and, kind of like get the popcorn out, but it's sad though. I could see if I was watching a reality TV show, I probably would watch this. I would probably watch this over like the Housewives and, all those teledramas out there.
And I would shoot my TV.
But this is reality. This is like, folks, this is we're living in this, and we want people to be conscious, literally in moving forward into 2019, because this is we need to love one another.
Oh,
we
badly.
need there's a lot of hate going around. So moving forward from today, moving into the new year, let's really like just kind of like to have more love and just kindness in the
love
world.
is a magic word. We
We
really
don't
need
want to be
love.
right. We don't want to be divided in this country anymore. And I think his base and his followers are finally they're admitting.
Some are.
Some are, but some are admitting that what, enough is enough. This isn't this isn't good. And then the other breaking story this week, we had Cohen, but then he pulled troops. Let's talk about the troop that's going on today.
Yeah. Well, this is something that might be good and might be bad. Now, the truth is that people think he's pulling out of a country as though we have 50,000 troops there. We have 2,000 troops in there, not 50,000. We just have 2,000 guys there and women. So pulling them out is not like pulling out the United States Navy. So
exactly.
But if it works, that's wonderful. If it doesn't work, then what's going to happen?
So
is
tell her. You know what, Irving, just tell our listeners and our viewers the repercussions potentially. Well, you know what? We're honest here on the show, so let's talk about the pros and let's talk about the cons.
Yes, ma'am. Here's the pros. The pros are that we don't have troops in another country that basically hates our guts, and by not being there, they're not going to get killed, and they're not going to get bombed with poisons, and they're going to come back and enjoy Christmas with their family maybe, and enjoy their lives. All right, their lives. Now the catch is that in Syria we've had these people called Kurds. They're a proud tribe, civilization that's been around thousands of years, and they're basically people who fought with the United States and supported the United States and fought heroically. And they're petrified to death of Turkey and Syria because over the years they always get slaughtered by these countries, genocided. So now we're afraid that they're going to get killed, genocided, just for being Kurds by Turkey or Syria or Russia. But I don't know that that'll happen. If President Trump did his job, then he made a deal with the boss of Turkey and they made the deal with Russia that they wouldn't hurt these people just because they're Kurds. They wouldn't go in and wipe them out. I don't know if he made that deal, and I don't know if anybody will protect it. But I have an open mind, just like you. And I'm willing to say that maybe it'll work.
Maybe it will work.
But either way, and maybe the stock market will go up again, and maybe jobs will continue to rise. These things may happen. But statistically, it's scary because they have so many recessions with these guys that the Republicans have 9 out of the last 10 recessions started on Republican presidents.
Absolutely.
So we're very worried about that because when they have recessions, that means our families get thrown in the streets. They get evicted. They have to move to other places where they have no homes. It's cold out.
Right.
So we need good economic management, not a guy who robs charities. You know, one of the charges against him now is that he stole money.
Of like what, a dozen?
6. He ran 6 major things, and all of them are under investigation. But one of them, and I haven't seen him defend himself on this either. One of them is that he robbed money from his son Eric's Cancer Institute for Children. So people would give charity to this cancer institute so the little kids who had cancer would get treatment. And Trump took that money and stole it. All right?
And you're stealing from your son's charity. I mean,
and from babies who need cancer treatment.
Well, this is a thing and that's why I made the statement before. I think that the entire family should literally just pack their stuff up and get out.
Well, it's obviously,
you know how like when you go for, what do they have? These things, Airbnbs. You go there and you just kind of you use someone else's space. But then there comes a time when your time is up and you got to kind of like vacate and just pack your stuff. You were there. He had fun on our the country's expense, but it really is time for them to all get out. They've done
let
nothing.
Let them go back to their golf courses and their country clubs that they own. And let them go sell tickets to the next golf event.
Exactly, because they've done nothing, absolutely nothing for the country. We are going to take a short break. Remember, this is a call-in show, so 203-684-8907. You're listening to The Talk Sip. I'm your host, Alisa Bowens-Mercado, here with Irwin Pinsky, and we are doing Politics with Pinsky. Give us a buzz. Let us know what your New Year's Eve plans are and what you're doing for the holiday. We will be right back. We are back. So, Irving, before the break, we were talking about, the last year in the Trump administration, and it's been great to have you on for our segment, Politics with Pinsky. That sounds like a CNN show. Like, literally, we might have to, call our folks up, Anderson and
Oh, I've been on CNN many times.
Well,
I like CNN.
Irving, you gotta listen. You gotta call your boys back. We gotta get up there.
It's right on Circle in Central Park
Yeah,
West.
absolutely. So we're gonna make sure 2019.
You would love the shopping downstairs.
I know. Oh my gosh, I can't say. Well, speaking of shopping, folks, I hope you're out there. The hustle and bustle is real. People are hustling and bustling for the entire, literally. So be careful when you're parking. Just slow down in parking lots and all that good stuff. But folks, welcome back to the talks. If you are listening to us on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, we're broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. We are streaming live on TuneIn Radio and NewHavenIndependent.org. We are also streaming live video on Facebook, where you're checking us out right now on the New Haven Independent or on my Alisa Bowens-Mercado. But we just want to say in 2019, we're going to continue with politics with Pinsky. We're going to have some health and beauty experts coming on. We're going to have DJs from around the city and the state coming in. We're going to have a search for an artist. And we're gonna crown in 2019. We're gonna crown a talk sip artist. So we're gonna have like music managers, calling in or joining us on the show so we could showcase a lot of folks, talented folks, right here in the Elm City, and maybe get them a record deal. And I mean, so we've got a lot of stuff shaking 2019. We've got networking events. We've got the Connecticut Young Professionals who will be joining us and letting us know what they're doing. We're also going to bring in, check this out, a 60 and single show. So if you're 60 and you are single, hit us up, because there's a lot of folks who are 60 plus who are, they're might be dating or divorced or never been married, or so we're going to help them find love. So we're going to be doing a show 60 and single here on the talk. Except, we're all about the love here.
Everybody who knows you knows that you are the most active person they ever heard of. Everybody says that. That woman does not stop.
No,
you're always helping somebody do something better. Always.
Well, Irving, I really appreciate that. But what I will say is, you have to keep going, because you never know when someone's going to need you. And you could, and it's not like I just get up and hope that through, through the dancing or through, the rhythm, the plight of rhythm or journey, I can inspire and, just teach someone, something in life, or give them something that they don't have, a little piece missing of something. So, I do that with all humility, and I do that with all of God's power. So that's why I continue to keep doing what I'm doing. Oh, and shout out to my kids over at the Elm City Prep on James Street. We are having a huge show tomorrow. I'm so proud of them. The first graders, they're just adorable, first and second graders, and they're going to be performing tomorrow, and so I'm very excited for them. And so I say that to say this: let's keep arts alive and well, especially with these babies. They are amazing. They need this. It's something that keeps them moving, keeps them active. So folks, 2019, we are going to be pushing harder than ever to keep arts alive. So that's one of my plights for my mission coming up this year. On top of everything else,
I'm breathless from all this.
Well, then sipping on some beer, some rhythm, finding
lager.
my rhythm. Yeah, the rhythm lager. Yes, and thank you. And I will say this: thank you so much for everyone who has supported this little baby beer company that was birthed in March. And boy, when I tell you, 8 months, what we've seen and the opportunities that are in front of us now are incredible. But that doesn't happen, by myself. It takes like a team. So want to, shout out my mom, who literally, seriously, like, that's my sale. We're the sales people that go out and we make sure that we're getting, the product out there.
Well,
and
I
then
buy mine at the Owl. I buy mine at the Owl.
Yes, in the Owl Shop, yes.
Where else can you buy it?
And all the accounts, oh my God, we're in 146 locations. But if you go on our Rhythm Finder on our website, then you can go and find your rhythm. And it's great gift ideas. A 6-pack in a bag. There you go. Find your Jolly Holly this year. So let's get back to, so let me ask you this. Where do you think, just premonition, let's just say we've got a little crystal coaster. We've got a crystal coaster right here. So we're gonna rub the crystal coaster. Okay. Tell me, Irving, what's in the crystal coaster that you see coming in 2019? What are your predictions for the administration?
Well, I'm down on my knees praying that the country doesn't tank. The economy doesn't tank.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so worried about that.
Yeah, the economics.
I'll tell you something else. Obamacare has to stay because if he puts in insurance, his insurance, it's going to be just like everything else he sells, junk, overpriced junk, and people, it's going to be no pay insurance.
Right.
All right, and I can't stand it. And if he privatizes the VA, those guys are dead. So I'm hoping that the country stays going. Now the Republicans are sick of him.
And they stay aware. Yeah.
I just read the right-wing press is killing him for this pulling out of Syria. I don't know if it's a bad idea, but they've turned on him too.
Well, when Lindsey Graham
what a disgusting person.
I had to well, yeah, he's almost as bad as the guy in the White House. But when I heard him when he's disgusted at what's going on.
He turned on Trump again.
Well, then that's when we know that it's really bad.
Remember when Trump gave out his private cell phone number to the whole world? He gave out Lindsey Graham's private cell phone number to the whole world. What a bastard. And then Lindsey came out and kissed his ass anyway, like a dog. Remember that? How he turned and started? Oh, it was terrible.
Well, the thing is with those
Syria.
folks and with those folks in the White House, and I always say it looks like it's just not diverse. It just doesn't. It doesn't represent us. It doesn't represent me. It doesn't represent you. It doesn't represent Harry, our station manager. Shout out to Harry. Harry has been like so unbelievably awesome this year with us, and I love the fact that myself, Irving, and Harry can have like these agree to disagree moments when we have politics with Pinsky. But
Harry let me on his show once.
I know. We've got to have more. We've got to have more of that.
I didn't shut up for 40 minutes. But he said the ratings went up, so I guess that's good.
Well, that's good. Yes, you've got to shows with ratings. It's that's what it's good talk and good ratings. Is successful. But we want to just have something in the administration that actually looks like all of us. Even when you walk into this station, you've got La Voz Radio. Shout out to La Voz and Norma and the crew over there who work hard. So when you come into this is a family, and there's all shapes and colors and I mean spiritual.
It's got a rhythm of its own.
It's got a rhythm of its own. So that's what I think. That's what a country should look like. So your prediction.
My prediction is
2019. What's happening? Come on, please tell me what I want.
He's really on the ropes, all right, and he's going to get cut back real hard by his own Senate and by the House. So even if they can't get rid of him, they'll stop people from working for him and listening to him. He gave up on his wall, which is wonderful. He threw that out.
Who thought? I mean, did anybody really think that was going to happen?
A lot of his people did. As a matter of fact, they have a GoFundMe page now with $2 or $3 million that people want to pay for.
Oh,
a wall.
Please! It costs billions of dollars.
No, but it's more money for him to steal.
Right, exactly. Their GoFundMe funds are going to go right to his Mar-a-Lago, and they're going to be paying for like his golfing excursions and his girlfriends.
He pays $135,000.
Girlfriends in golfing. I love it.
If there's one thing we learned from this crazy thing, we learned that if you sleep with Donald Trump, if you have sex with him, to be specific, and then you want him to cover it up, you threaten him, he'll give you $135,000, and then say he didn't have sex with you. So basically, you're getting $135,000 for, you can laugh now, not getting LAID. Okay, You're getting $135,000 for not doing it. Now he's not telling the truth. Of course, he did those women.
Yeah,
but it's $135,000. That's how crazy the world is.
Well, and this is the thing. There's no morals. There's no values. There's nothing. That was out the window before he even went. And that was out the window before he even came into the administration. Oh, and his poor wife had no morals or values either. She's just
taking her money and getting her nails done. because
Yeah.
she even wore
Well,
that jacket that said, "I don't really care." Do you?
Yeah, I know. She doesn't care because she's cool. I mean, that's
Because
just
she's
cool.
got her nails done.
Like I said, they need to pack it up. Just pack it up and just come on. Give everybody that would be the best gift for the country this year if you could just pack up their stuff and go. And again, don't forget these are our views on the Talk Sip.
That's right.
But give us a buzz. Don't forget this is a call-in show 203-872-7356 or 203-684-8907. We are doing 2018 in a recap. A couple of folks who have been on the show, I just want to shout out and want to thank them. So, for literally just stopping by, taking an hour. I know it's Thursday. I know it's in the middle of the day, but folks have really been gracious to come and sit and talk with me and share their stories. So, like to shout out Alex Wetmore. Alex, pleasure. Please let us know. All sounds fair. What's going on in 2019? You have amazing events. I know that are lined up. So just keep us posted. Randy, Renee, keep us posted on all of your future endeavors and your co-space, your co-space sharing, and all the wonderful events that you have planned. My cousins Tiffany and Tanisha, they will be coming on as my beauty experts. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get some beauty tips about how to keep the body and the skin and everything nice and healthy and glamorous. Want to shout out my other co-host that come in, Dallas Davis, is no stranger to the Talk Sip, and Julius, yes, my boy Julius. Who is out there. And don't forget Long Wharf Theater they were in, and shout out to them. Great organization, and just keep an eye out for them folks because they are doing some wonderful things here in the city. And also we have Connecticut Young Professionals. They'll be coming on once a month to let us know what the young folks are doing. See, when they were on the last time, I didn't know if I was like, if I made the cut like with my age.
Generation.
Yeah. But I think I'm an honorary member.
Because you're cool.
I'm cool. And I can dance. I can dance. If you're cool and you can dance, then you can be in, Connecticut Young Professionals.
One more thing.
Yes.
The market's down another 450 points today, which is really hurting him in the financial community. Because
let's explain that.
It's down over 3,000 points in the last month or so. And that was his big talking point for a long time. The market's up new records. Now it's been falling. 450 points today is a lot. And yesterday was like, so we really have to worry about that, because if the market crashes too much, then the companies close up and they lay people off, and the people go back to living in the gutter and on the green. And I mean in the gutter, and it's cold in the gutter with the rain and the ice. And that's why I hate recession so much, because then I have to go to housing court to try to get the judges to let them keep their families in the houses, and
exactly.
It's not easy.
So you see as an attorney, you see as an attorney
being.
and as a human being, the direct effect that it causes when changes in upper government, in the administration, when they come out with these laws,
these
how
wild
really
swings, these
right,
mood
but
swings.
how they affect a community,
and
how they affect your clients.
Yeah, my friends and my clients.
Your friends, yes.
I don't go to housing court to make a living. I go to housing court when my friends are getting thrown out of their house with their kids about to move into their broken down car that's going to get towed. And so I don't want a recession. I don't want a recession.
No, we don't. But let's, like I said, we've heard, the economy and, the stocks and this and that are up. And then we heard that, unemployment for African Americans and Hispanics are like at a record high. And we know that it's a falsehood, because it's completely taken out of context. And you have to always remember, look at who the person that it's coming from. So
if I can be super partisan now, because in Obama's election, we had 70-something straight months of job growth under Obama towards the end of his thing. So when he came in, the first year was on Obama, and they built more jobs with his momentum. The last year with Obama. The stock market's crashed like crazy. So we have a trauma, and part of it is because he lies so much about everything that people don't have faith in them. And when you don't have faith in anybody at the top, the other ones are all in jail. That he just called his Secretary of State, the guy he chose to run the world politics around the world. He called him dumb as a rock and a lazy dog. I think he might not have said lazy dog, but he said the same thing.
Yeah,
he said that this month. In December, he said it about his first Secretary of State. And his
well,
campaign.
The funny thing was about the Secretary of State, the one that he actually wanted, just completely turned him down.
Oh, the joint chief of staff.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going back to Georgia with my kids. I don't want to be near you.
Well, no, because anybody knows that if you get close to him, you're going.
You get stabbed in the back by him, and then you get kicked out the door, and then you have to spend $1 million hiring lawyers to stop from going to jail.
Right.
That's true.
And then your wives and girlfriends or your boyfriends don't like you.
No, I wonder why.
Because
they're living in the gutter with my unfortunate friends.
Yeah. So, we want a healthy economy. We want healthy job growth. We want
good medical care.
Good medical care. We want a country that is thriving, and we want a country that's kind and loving. We don't want a country that is divisive. Yeah, so that's not going to work. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, and then we're going to wrap things up. Our 2018 Talk Sip, last show of the year here at 103.5 FM WNHH. Welcome back to the Talk Sip. Don't forget, this is the last show of 2018. Not the last show, but the last show of 2018. We will be returning in 2019 with some fantastic guests, some wonderful segments, some new segments. Of course, we will always have politics with Pinsky. And but we'll be doing some relationship stuff. Some experts will be coming in, and some health and beauty, health and wellness, how to keep you young and moving and vibrant forever and ever and ever. During the break, our station manager, Harry Draws, let us know that there was a
Breaking news.
Breaking news right now that Trump won't sign short-term spending bill. Ryan says. And Harry, can you just let us know what the gist of that was? Trying to read it.
Well, Trump is saying he's not going to sign it because it doesn't include wall funding. So,
who needs wall funding?
Well, they're not going to spend it on the wall anyway because nobody wants the wall. And people do want the wall, but the truth is that those people down there in Texas, they have property on both sides of the walls. They have animal retreats there. There's an Indian Native American reservation.
Even the Border Patrol said we don't need a wall. Come on, if you've got Border Patrol saying we don't need that, it's a waste of money. We don't need that. They go that it's bigger. The issue is bigger than a wall. They said they don't need a wall.
A 7-year-old girl walked across it. Shows it's not even guarded. If a 7-year-old girl could walk across it, and then she died tragically, and something's wrong with America.
That's under
the kids are all locked up. They got thousands of kids locked up, and those kids need their mommies. And let me say this: it's very important. Those mommies who go 1,000 miles, 2,000 miles, 1,500 miles in the hot Central American sun. Go down there and they cross. They're taking their kids to a place so they can live and live better.
Well, they want to be safe.
Those mommies are heroes.
They want to be safe. Yeah, they want to be safe. You know, I don't think people understand this. The wildfires, which were horrific in was it
California?
In California,
mostly.
Did you see people literally running for their lives
and burning to death in their cars?
But listen, the analogy is those are what these mothers are doing.
Heroically.
Those mothers heroically are trying to get their kids out of the fire.
Somewhere they can grow
and live. And, of course, do we need to have conversation and bipartisan people to get together and really, let's figure this out. But the bill putting up a wall, it's just horrible for the country. But, no, if you can really visualize that analogy, people running for their lives from a fire, that's what a lot of these mothers and fathers are doing with their children.
These government agents come along and tear the kids out of their mommy's hands.
Yeah,
and take them to these empty camps and put them in these. Yeah. Now they're filling up in these places. They're like jails, and you got to let mothers love their babies. That's more important than. I mean, how dangerous is a 2-year-old baby? You have to take away from the mother. How dangerous is a mommy nursing a baby?
Well, it has a lot of horrible, terrible implications.
Child abuse.
So, yeah, at its finest.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but you know what? Trump tells lawmakers he won't sign deal to avert shutdown, demands funds for border security. That's the man-child, once again.
Temper tantrum.
Stomping his feet.
Lock him up.
Yeah, well, and like I said, so your final prediction before we wrap up, what is
my final prediction is that the House is going to file impeachment against him.
Yes, this is coming from Attorney Pinsky.
Yeah, it's my guess. I don't have it to a certainty. All right,
but put it out in the universe.
They're gonna mention it for a year. They're gonna wait for the evidence from the Mueller report, and he has more evidence than we could even dream about.
And I salute him. Thank you for he's on top of this.
He's got evidence.
He's got it, and
when
he brings it, it's going to be the truth.
And then the Democrats are going to take whatever he puts out there and file for impeachment, and they're going to try to impeach him. And then after that, he goes to the Senate for a conviction. And then the question is, will the Senate, which is right now majority Republican, will 67 voters step up like they did with Nixon and go over to Trump and say, listen, we're going to impeach you. We're going to throw you out if you don't resign now and take your family with you.
I think Lindsey Graham is going to be the first one because I think he's I think he's had it this week. I think he's over the moon. So your prediction is House, Senate.
They're going to file for impeachment, and then in the Senate they're going to give him an ultimatum, and they're going to say, go back to Mar-a-Lago with your family. We'll get rid of all the charges, state and federal, and then you can live the rest of your life.
Bye now. And so hopefully we don't have to ever see you again. Yeah, just go away.
Yeah.
So or
else we're going to deport you to Mexico and watch what happens to you there.
Yeah, because he wasn't kind.
He's bad to Mexicans.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, very not kind at all. What do you think about the Mueller investigation? When do you think that's going to wrap up? You're an attorney.
Okay,
Mueller, I know federal law, federal cases take just as long as local.
Well, I think
what do you
Mueller has
think?
enough evidence to indict 20 Donald Trumps right now. All right, because the guy is a crook every time he opens his mouth. He's got another scheme, thievery going. So they've got enough to indict 20 Donald Trumps. But ultimately, his boss is Donald Trump. So now the question is whether or not Trump will fire him or cut back his job. And Trump actually has many powers in that area. And I don't know. I think Mueller will take all his papers and pass them along to people like the New York district attorney.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to file a second round of papers against Trump. But I can't tell you for sure whether or not they'll get him, because he'll probably resign before they actually do all the papers. And that's a plea bargain. He'll resign. His family won't go to jail because they got his son Donald Jr. already.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
He knows it's coming. I don't think he knows.
He's playing out the string, and he's hoping that the economy booms, because if the economy is really, really, really beautiful, then the country really will tolerate a lot more of his crap.
Well, I don't want to I don't care. You know what? If I was getting an extra $1 million in my pocket, which is not really, honestly, it's money, but it's not like I wouldn't tolerate this. It's just like, it doesn't,
I gotta go.
Doesn't work. All right, folks, listen. We want to thank you for just tuning in to the Talk Sip. I want to thank my guest host, Irvin Pinsky. He's got to run. Go see him. If you know what, a lot of people don't have to come and see you if you're in trouble, but just personal injury. All right. Perfect. Absolutely. Irvin, thank you. Politics with Pinsky. And once again, want to thank all of my guests that have been on the show in 2018. Want to thank the New Haven Independent right here at WNHHLP. What a great family here at 103.5 FM. Want to thank Harry, our station manager, he holds down the fort for so many of us. So we just want to wish him and his family a happy holiday. Want to wish you out there a happy holiday. Folks, for the new year, again, New Year's resolution, just love a lot, and go do something for someone else. Kind gestures, paying things forward go a long way. And again, we have such an exciting show that's lined up for you in 2019. So you want to make sure that your 1 o'clock becomes the 12 o'clock noon hour here at the Talk Sip. So don't forget, every Thursday you will be joining me and my surprise guests and folks that I have coming onto the show, and we're just going to have a great time here in 2019. So with that said, always keep your glass full, stay positive, stay focused, and we will see you in 2019. Until then, bye.